Appeal, everyone. If you're looking to brighten up your hair for summertime but aren't sure of the process, we have got you covered. We have Ann Waltz, owner of the Loft Salon studio, here to talk about 2 different hair trends, and then we're going to talk about the process of blonding. Thanks so much for coming in.
Oh, thanks for having me back.
So first off, what is the difference if people want to go in the salon but they don't really know where to begin? What's the difference between the ombre and the balayage?
Excellent question. Well, the ombre you're going to find is that the color is going to be more emphasis down on the bottom of the design.
So it's kind of like a fade down. Right?
Yeah, so it's going to be more solid on the bottom. So you do want to communicate that with your stylist.
No,
as far as how much.
When it comes to the balayage, that is a different kind of the way that you actually paint it on. Is that right?
Well, the balayage, what it is that I'll use you for like a live mannequin. We would be hand selecting pieces and panels of hair, and then just hand painting the lightness on where we want to see it fall.
Now, if someone wants to go from dark to blonde.
Okay.
I think a lot of people have the misconception of thinking that they can go to the salon and walk out a blonde, but it's actually a process that you have to go through in order to get your hair safely.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for bringing up that point, because it will take actually several visits depending on the color blend that you are looking for.
Okay.
So if you expect to get really pale blonde results and your hair is very, very dark in one day, you might be asking for a bit too much.
Yeah, that might take a long time. And
yes, it actually can take.
In terms of like health for your hair,
right.
It's also, you want to do it over time. You don't want to just put all these chemicals on it in one day and try and get it over with. And I think it's important, especially for blonding and using bleach, to get it professionally done, because you want to be careful, because there's some products out there that you can really ruin your hair if you use the wrong thing.
Oh, yes, and to tag on to that, exactly, you're spot on. And also, too, that the balayage and ombre, they're technique-based. So if you're looking for the results that you see on...
I think it would be pretty hard to hand paint balayage your own hair. I mean, granted, there might be some experts out there.
You would be surprised that when, you might find a friend that's well-intentioned, try to do it for you. You might try to do it for yourself. And unfortunately, sometimes the advertising just makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
So as far as, like, you had brought up the topic of bleach, if there's, and when it comes to blonding, you can't just put one blonde in one category.
Sure.
There's warm, there's
cool. As you can see, I'm going to hold this up right here. Yeah, you go ahead and hold that up. There are so many different kinds of blonde. Cool blonde, warm blonde, and that's what we're going to be going through right here. Is the different kinds. As you can see, there's different hues. Is that the right word? Hues of blonde.
Exactly.
I mean, there's yellows, there's violet, and that's what we're actually going to be talking about here. Is in order to maintain the blonde over time, you want to make sure that you have the right products. Now, this is blue. It's a little intimidating, but this is actually what will help keep that great blonde color.
Well, and when you go to a salon and you're trying to get cool tones, we have lovely products that already have incorporated correction into them. Because when it comes to hair color, you might want blonde and you might be maybe mousy. But as a hair color expert, I look at your undertone and I already know that it's going to be predominantly warm and brassy. So I need to use a tool that's going to get you where you want to be.
So you're actually looking at this color wheel and going the opposite. So for blonde, you want to go opposite violet.
Exactly.
So what are some of these?
Well, this is the fun part.
Shampoo?
Right. Okay. So how many of you have gone to a salon and your hair's all brilliant, it's blonde and it's bright?
Oh yeah, and then a couple.
Right? And then after a while, it's just not as bright. So what you want to do is ensure that you're using a blonding enhancing shampoo.
Okay.
And you can see the color in that.
Wow.
So that's going to offset some of the tones that. Did you know that the color of your scalp's actually a color of amber?
Really? No, I did not.
So if you had a vial of that, you'd actually see that it's like amber. So that's why sometimes your colors can get a little bit dingy.
And I think the best thing is to listen to the stylist. When you go to the salon, make sure that you really voice what you want and exactly how you want it. Maybe bring pictures and things like that, and realize that it may not just be a one-time, one-stop deal. You might need to come in a couple of different times. I think aftercare is super important too. So Ann, thanks so much for coming in. More information about blonding and balayage and things like that, you can go right to our website on mymassappeal.com.